And I don't care what anybody says. The man is guilty, 110% guilty.
Russian and Chinese jets intercepted by the U.S. military.
Reports a Russian suspect is under arrest for an alleged plot on the eve of the Olympics there in Paris.
Sources are saying that MrBeast is done.
In this video, we'll be looking at creepy and strange TikToks that will make you question everything.
You think I'm crazy?
I mean, hey, it's possible.
I have watched every video, every angle, and I don't care what anybody says. The man is guilty, 110% guilty, and needs the death penalty. And if you don't agree with me on that, just scroll on. What I seen was a 6'5", 300-pound man with a woman on her knees, and I don't care if she was throwing a pot of boiling water. All he had to do was step back. He didn't step back. He told her he was going to do what he did, and he did it. And there's no excuse for it. He's guilty in my eyes, 100%. And the people that keep leaving these comments on that post, all I asked was, one, leave political stuff out of it and just say her name, Sonya Massey. I hope the guy gets a death penalty, or at least life in prison for what he did. There was no excuse for it. That's not a justified killing, and I don't care what you people say.
Yellowstone.
Hey, shout out to him for not caring what people think. Has anyone else seen that full video? I seen part of the video. I didn't watch the full thing because it was making me upset. It looked like them people, or at least one of them, came in there with intent because the woman was scared. She was scared. And you threaten a scared woman? She was trying to... Man, look, y'all gotta go watch it.
Yellowstone eruption today. 7 to 23:22:4. Hold on to your asses.
Oh, dang. Yellowstone erupted? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What are those, like all small little earthquakes? I've never looked at this website before, so I don't really know what I'm looking at. But it looks like those are little earthquakes. That's crazy. Hopefully that mud don't blow up.
Thank you.
This in Arizona, y'all.
Pterodactyls. This time I got Katie with me as a witness. Katie, wave at TikTok land. Tell them where the show. Tell them what are those.
Pterodactyl.
Told you. She knows her animals. She's a farmer.
She's a farmer. She knows her animals. She knows her dinosaurs.
Truman residence, July 25th. We have a spike all the way off the chart because a CME this morning, a coronal mass ejection. That's pretty much like a solar flare, but it's blasting out protons to the Earth at a magnificent speed, plus an M-class solar flare today. You may feel that you are having to purge things again that you've already purged before, but this is your final clearing before the big breakthrough comes. So believe that this energy, the positive protons that are being sent to the earth from the sun, are from the Galactic Federation, that they are assisting us. Even though we don't see them, you should feel them, and you embrace and embody this ascension process to the highest and best, because it's only up from here. Are you with me?
I think this also in Phoenix, which is crazy. It's like a desert, I thought. I mean, I've never been there, so I wouldn't know personally.
The unsettling headline from Paris tonight. There are reports a Russian suspect is under arrest for an alleged plot on the eve of the Olympics there in Paris. Have authorities foiled an alleged Russian plot? Our foreign correspondent James Longman now from Paris.
On the eve of the opening ceremony, authorities tonight say they've foiled an alleged Russian plot to disrupt the Summer Games in Paris.
Wait a minute. Don't Russia got people competing as well? Why would they want to do that? You know, the Olympics is just, it's just crazy. It's a big speculation. Like, you got to think about it. We're always at war with different countries. We always have beef with different countries here and there, right? But yet, every 4 years, we can come together and play some games and have fun. You know? So, man, look, the world is crazy. It's a big stage.
A cordon bleu trained chef is reportedly under arrest for trying to provoke hostilities in France. Though French officials haven't identified the suspect, a joint investigation by France's Le Monde, Germany's Der Spiegel, and the Russia-focused The Insider identified him as 40-year-old Kirill Gryazhnov.
He is an FSB officer, which is a Russian intelligence officer who spent 14 years living in France, posing as a chef. He cooked at Michelin star restaurants.
And tonight, facing international outcry over the war in Gaza, Israel accusing Iran of trying to intimidate Israel's Olympic team. They claim 15 athletes received death threats by email and phone, with imagery echoing the horrific 1972 attack at the Munich Games. Here in Paris, security on high alert.
There is a massive security operation here in Paris. Thousands of these barriers line these streets. They create a maze of checkpoints around some of the world's most famous landmarks. Some 75,000 police, soldiers and guards have been drafted in. This is the largest mobilization in peacetime in this country. 300,000 people have tickets for the opening ceremony. A no-fly zone of more than 90 miles will span all around Paris. France is not taking any chances. David?
All right, James Longman in Paris to cover the Olympics for us. Thank you, James.
Russian and Chinese jets intercepted by the U.S. military. Our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz, is tracking this for us and what the Pentagon is saying this morning. Good morning to you, Martha.
Good morning, Robin. This is provocative and unprecedented. For the first time ever.
They be using them big words, don't they? Provocative and unprecedented. Everybody at home watching it like, I don't even know what them words mean. But it sounds so bad.
Chinese bombers were intercepted off the coast of Alaska. The two Chinese military aircraft, along with two Russian bombers, were flying in international airspace. But once the U.S. and Canada detected the bombers, they closely tracked them and sent U.S. and Canadian fighter jets to intercept them. NORAD said this was not seen as a direct threat, but with Joe Biden now officially a lame duck president, adversaries are bound to try and take advantage of that, and it clearly shows the growing cooperation between Russia and China in the Arctic region, which the commander of NORAD has said is a very big concern. Guys?
A large concern there. Okay, Martha, thank you.
This machine provides unmatched performance, attachment versatility, and maneuver.
Y'all ever seen anything like that? Never. So the U.S. intercepted a Russian and Chinese nuclear bomber. It was a nuclear bomber, huh? On the coast of Alaska, and no one's talking about that. America's real vulnerable right now. Honestly, we are. We're very distracted. If you don't, just think about it. Something like that will happen, right? You figure the news comes out, America is getting threatened by bomber jets. Don't you think the American citizens would be a little bit more worried or concerned? Like, hey, we need to protect ourselves. But nope, they are going straight to TikTok social media, to everywhere else. They don't really care. We're very distracted here. Anything could happen at any time, and no one would be aware.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your...
Yeah, something's up with Biden. That ain't Biden. So now this right here is crazy. Because what if that's what all them churches was for? And the stained glass, and it's to create some type of, I don't know.
Listen, my girl, we done got more deep-rooted information about Sonya Massey, okay? Stay with me. We gonna go over the first names, the three names first. Sean Grayson, killer, all right? Isabella Butterfield, she is the wife. Come to find out, she works at the fucking hospital that Sonya Massey was at. That's two. Number three, Scott Butterfield, which is the father of Isabella Butterfield. Scott Butterfield was the chief over like the department, the police department, and guess who worked at that department? Sean Grayson. Okay, back to Isabella Butterfield. Isabella Butterfield, bitch, you see how I'm running that shit on my tongue? Because this is serious. She worked at the hospital that was 8 minutes away from Sonya Massey, and that's the one that she just came from earlier today. Now, keep in mind, this is the theory that you know, us black people then came up with about this situation, because we're going to find out what happened to our people, okay? So, we thinking Sonya is better than got into an altercation, got into a physical, verbal, some type of altercation at the hospital, right? So, she came home, ain't even took her bracelet off. We thinking Isabella then told Sean Grayson, which is the police that killed her. She said, go to that girl house, ram that bitch up, let her call the police, and ram that bitch up again. So, they went to the backyard, created some ruffle. She called the police. Come to find out, y'all, we don't even think she called the police, but we gonna go with this story. She called the police. You know what, let me not. But why is y'all there so quick? My girl don't even have clothes on. You see what I'm saying? Number two, bitch.
Hey, for real though, it's things that we got to think about like that, because we all know the police is not that fast. I'm just saying, if you have a house call, you call the police, say, hey man, I hear some noises in my backyard. Can y'all come check it out? They'll be there in like an hour. 30 minutes at best. But they're never there faster than that. Like, who's around? You know, especially in bigger cities. They got other stuff to worry about. So that's something right there to keep thinking about.
You know what? This is action number 4. What was she boiling in that pot? Because when she was over there by that pot, she said she already knew. She had discernment. She knew that that man was not supposed to be in her house. She knew it was some foul play going on. And she keeps saying, I rebuke you. I rebuke you. And what kills me is, y'all, we going to talk about this once. As the black citizens of America, we have to find out what happened. Ain't that y'all job? Okay. Girl, why the fuck is it an AI video going around that is implying that she threw the boiling water on this nigga? AI is so freaking sick. It's so sick. And it shows, if they didn't have that video camera, they would have let that AI footage release. Because it's people in the comments like, see, she did it. And it's like, bitch, let me see your skin color. Because, bitch, you and I know that is not what happened. This is why that theory is kind of keying in with what the video was saying. Because,
in all honesty, though, right? If you've seen the video, I know a lot of people might not have seen it. And I know it's very, like, it's got people's emotions all over the place. But you see this woman, right? This little old woman. Do you think she would really go? There's two big cops in her house that she's supposedly scared of, with guns. She gonna go get this pot of water and just throw it on them. What's that gonna do? Huh? It's a fly up in here. What the heck? But yeah, what's that gonna do? You throw some boiling water on these guys. You really think that's what she was gonna do? She's gonna pour the water out. Ain't that what they asked her to do? I don't know. I didn't see the full video. I don't want to get into the details like that. But Just make it make sense.
Why the first thing Sean Grayson say when he see her is, how are you mentally? My girl says she good. I'm taking my pills. I'm on 10 behind the shit. What you mean? I hate that for my girl. Like, I'm literally crying boohoo tears because my girl didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. Literally, her son, he's still in shock about what's going on. But her daddy, like he said, he is well eloquent. And he not speaking without his attorney. You're not finna twist his words up. And he said that chief motherfucker, that police, needs to resign. And I highly agree with that nigga too. Yeah.
Facts. Dang, Sacramento look like the whole place on fire. Wow. Oh, dang, I didn't even see what it said down there. It said, sad how so much destruction can come from one man's actions.
Saw some breaking news on the Las Vegas UFO and the alien incident that happened. I've just watched an episode of Vetted, hosted by Patrick, and he had this guy on and he shared 4 photographs. And I'm going to show you those 4 photographs now. Apparently these show faces of the aliens that were in that yard.
Hey, man, it's good marketing, man. Hey, what's that hat say? Six silk? I don't know. That just grabbed my attention for some reason.
Now, I've got my own opinions on them. Probably picture number 2 interests me the most. There are arrows to where they pick the faces are, and there are circles around where these faces are supposedly there. But is it that thing where you see faces in anything? Like, is it pareidolia or something like that? So take a look. Let me know what you think.
I mean, oh, it's so blurry. You can't see much of anything. I don't know what that is. Now that's possible.
Now, apparently there was an investigation on these pictures, and that's why they've not been seen before. I'm not buying it. The second one does look like there's an alien, like a Deadpool character right slap bang in the middle. I can't deny that. The first one does look like a pair of eyes and some sort of face. I can't deny that. But if I looked around the screen, I could probably make other faces in that picture. The fourth one, I have no idea what I'm looking at there. And the other one, I just give up with. I don't know. So I'm not impressed. I don't think you're impressed. I'm probably going to get a lot of laughs at this thing, but I want to make it crystal clear. I do not think in any of those pictures, except maybe one, we might be seeing something interesting in it, which I think is in number 2. And even then, it's probably just my brain playing tricks with me. But please let me know what you think.
Oh my gosh, you guys are not going to believe this. We just saw that door open and shut.
Wait, oh my God!
No way.
Yeah, oh my God.
Oh my God!
It just moved.
Holy stop.
Do you see that?
Zoom in.
I mean, it clearly looks like a door, though.
Wait, what the fuck? Do you see that?
That giant just shut that.
Wow. U.S. military deployed in Michigan preparing for a major 8.0 plus earthquake without preparing the whole East Coast. Here I come. Dang, so they were just in St. Louis. Now they're in Michigan as well.
No, sir. Here are news headlines from July 25th, 2024. The U.S. military intercepted 2 Chinese and 2 Russian long-range bombers that were flying over international waters near the coast of Alaska yesterday. This was the first time that Russian and Chinese aircraft jointly entered the Alaska Air Defense Identification Zone, according to a U.S. defense official. Break. A tanker transporting about 400,000 gallons of fuel sank in Philippine waters, leading to a vast oil spill according to local authorities today. The tanker capsized during large waves and heavy rains from a typhoon that hit the area. The Philippine Coast Guard plans to siphon fuel from the sunken vessel to prevent further spreading. Break. A wildfire that began yesterday north of Sacramento, California, exploded in size overnight from 6,400 acres to about 45,500 acres. More than 200 firefighters are battling the blaze, which is about 3% contained. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Break. Greece has formally approved an offer to buy 20 F-35 Joint Strike Fighters from the United States in a $3.5 billion deal.
Jasper National Park on fire. Oh, that's in Sacramento. Yeah. Right.
Sources are saying that MrBeast is done. I found one video I think you should all see. Let me know what you think.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles.
Hold on, let me turn off the music. I'm outside MrBeast studio right now. Here's a cornfield. I'll explain that tomorrow. I've just been driving by looking to see, you know, is there an FBI raid going on? What's happening? My name's Dawson. I worked at MrBeast from February to May of this year, 2024. Chris is the tip of the iceberg. And when Jake the Viking says MrBeast knew, yeah, MrBeast knew.
Wait, what?
I heard many times that Ava, Chris Tyson, is a major liability, but they can't get rid of her because she's already threatened legal action and she knows too much. And when all this information comes out about everything that she knew, everything other people know, I promise you on everything, MrBeast is done. Amazon, if you can get your money back, get your money back.
To the index tonight, and U.S. health officials have confirmed a human case of the plague in Pueblo County, Colorado. They're still looking for the source of the infection. Humans can be sickened through flea bites from an infected rodent or by handling an infected animal. The CDC says the plague is rare in the U.S., averaging about 7 cases a year.
Oh, no. What is this? What's going on? People say them trails don't be real. What's that right there? A bunch of planes flying in unison or something else?
Esto está pasando ahorita en los cielos, se los ahí muestro, para que vean que esto está pasando en los cielos. No sé si sea un show, yo no sé qué están haciendo, o qué rollo que traen, pero eso es lo que está pasando ahorita. Ahí van en chinga haciendo sus líneas. Bye.
So what is the red triangle upside down? Red triangle. And what does it signify? So I'm sure by now you all have heard what's been going on over in DC. But I want to talk about this specifically. H group is coming, is what they say here, right? And you have an upside down red triangle. Its purpose is to signify a target. It's target identification. You have a guy painting H group is coming, and by all intents and purposes, it's probably already here. Then you have an upside down red triangle. Target identification. A little over a week ago, we have what was considered a gross negligence of preparation. Not being able to recognize a threat. And look what happened. Somebody lost their life and another person was almost put down because of it as well. And now we have things like this. Listen, how do we not recognize these threats when they're out there and we don't do anything about them? You have symbols and you have statements like H group is coming. And you have a target painted over it. I don't see how that isn't a threat. I don't see how that shouldn't be taken care of and that those people shouldn't be arrested, thrown behind bars, or just kicked out of this country in general. So what exactly are we doing here?
There's nobody in the driver's seat of that car. Wait, stop! There's no one driving that Tesla.
See, that's why I'm scared of electric cars, right there.
And that van couldn't see it behind. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Oh my god.
No way.
I don't know what it sees, but it won't turn now. Is there somebody in it? That's creepy. Okay.
I'm up glitching out.
That's creepy. That's creepy. It's literally driving itself right now. No, like that's taking the self-driving. Let's take a video of this. I was driving a dog around.
Nobody in that car.
No.
Yeah, man, that's why I'm scared to get one of them things, because if Skynet just want to take over one day, they just going to hack the code, and now you know all these Teslas are all being run by AI now, or some computer program.
Can someone explain this to me? How can one thing, I can't pronounce that, but D something, HCI, 25 milligram, that's both, isn't that the same thing?
Right.
But one is a sleep aid and one is allergy relief. I had someone tell me that I shouldn't take allergy relief to go to bed, but it's the same thing. Please, someone explain this.
Hi, my name is Dr. Rubin. I'm a board-certified allergist. The medication that he was talking about was diphenhydramine, also known as Benadryl. It's an old antihistamine medication that can be marketed for different uses because it blocks this molecule histamine that has various functions. It could be for allergy relief because it could reduce itching, runny nose, sneezing, or hives, but it also could be marketed as a sleep aid because histamine can help you stay awake, and this medication can easily get into your brain to block the histamine receptors there, making you drowsy. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm not a big fan of this medication for first-line use for allergies or as a sleep aid. There are other alternatives that you could consider, and if you're struggling with any of these allergy issues or sleep issues, you should talk with your doctor to learn more.
Yeah, man, I ain't messing with them. I took some Benadryl like a month ago. Like 2 of them I was tripping. So, yeah, I'm cool on all the sleep meds and allergy meds.
Just a reminder that we live in a world where this exists. So, if you haven't started asking any questions, now's a good time. It's time to wake up.
Hunger Games.
Want to hear all about the crazy stuff? Be sure to give me a follow.
Mysterious. Hold on. This fly is... Yo, it's a fly in here, and that mother messing with me. Not gonna lie, I keep flying in my face. I don't like that. I tried it. I don't know if I hit it or not. You know, I tried to hit it with my hat. Next thing you know, it's gone. And I don't see it flying nowhere. So had to handle that real quick, y'all.
Mysterious figure raises skinwalker concern past midnight.
I think that was a skinwalker. Tupac the Don. Biscuit Basin before. Oh, snap. Get up out of there. I'm not stopping. I'm gonna keep running. I don't know what else gonna happen. Look at all of that.
Let me go first so I can make this stuff stable. Walk right where I'm walking. I'm gonna say everybody wants to move out of here really quickly because we don't know how safe this is. This could be really, really dangerous. Feel free to grab my hand. Feel free to grab my hand. Hey, Nate. But just keep moving. Unless there's big holes, follow that guy in the St. Louis City shirt.
Have you ever seen lightning like this before? I
Yeah,
haven't.
in crazy storms. Them storms always make me question what's really up there. You get all these lightning strikes like that. None of them touch the ground or none of that. I question everything nowadays. Oh, here we go. No, it's not normal for lightning to constantly spark in the sky. Lightning is a brief, intense flash that occurs during thunderstorms. However, there are rare instances of continuous sparking during electrical storms. Seek shelter and stay safe. An electrical storm, you know, like, what's up there causing that? Electricity, some type of magnetism, some type of interference. Dragon Ball Z characters, I don't know.
strange.
Because, like, usually with lightning, you hear the thunder as well, especially when it strikes close. Even when it's far away. What's the rule of thumb they used to say? Like, every second is a mile? That's what I think my mom told me when I was a kid. Every second after the lightning strike, when you up until you hear the thunder, that's how far away it is. Every second's a mile. But I don't know how true that is. But my mama said it, so I'm gonna believe it.
Have U.S. nuclear forces on high alert over the United States. Here we have 3 Boeing E-6 Mercury nuclear war command and control planes up in the air. These planes are responsible for communicating with our submerged nuclear-armed submarines. We also had some U.S. Missile Defense Agency planes out in the Eastern Caribbean near Puerto Rico and Bermuda earlier today. This is very, very interesting, and I've actually never seen this before, so I'm not sure what was going on over here, but one of them was looping just north of the British Virgin Islands, and one was out here south of Bermuda. We also have a bunch of VIP planes that just landed in the DC area. We have 2 U.S. Army priority air transport planes that went into DC. We have 1 U.S. Navy VIP plane, and then we have Air Force 2, which is Kamala Harris returning from Milwaukee, her first campaign stop. So something's going on for all of these military VIPs to be going into DC. And we also have, and last night we had this secure data link that was being transmitted from a U.S. continuity of government bunker, either Raven Rock or Mount Weather, most likely Raven Rock. So not sure what was going on there, but here's what it sounds like. You're not going to really be able to hear anything, just a fuzzy noise because it is encrypted. So usually this would mean that there's some kind of a video conference going on, let's say between Raven Rock and the White House or some other site. Okay, so maybe it was Biden communicating with Raven Rock. Raven Rock is the alternate National Military Command Center. If there were a nuclear war, the Pentagon would go to Raven Rock. And then we also had a U.S. relocatable over-the-horizon radar. This is a nuclear war radar that was active last night. And also we had 2 Russian nuclear war radars as well. And that was all going on at the same time as the secure data link from Raven Rock, which is a COG bunker. So that's what it sounds like. Nothing really too interesting there. And then here was one of the Russian nuclear war radars.
Sounds like me trying to start my car up.
This is known as the container radar. And former President Barack Obama, in a statement on Sunday, praised President radio traffic earlier this afternoon on the U.S. nuclear war frequencies. This was on a secondary nuclear war frequency, and the caller was discussing with another caller a VIP that had a TBI, traumatic brain injury, from an IED. I believe this was some kind of an exercise because one of the callers was on a C-130, and the C-130 was doing a counterclockwise loop over southern New England. So I do believe this was some kind of an exercise, but still very interesting. Let me play it for you.
This is an AG mission on Vader 07 to report change in patient status.
To report change in patient status.
Patient site number 549701. TBI patient after IED blast. Complaints of increased head pain, 10 out of 10. Patient medicated for AECP with PO Tylenol. In
So TBI patient update, IED blast. Okay, so I don't know if this is an exercise or if this was legit, but very interesting. Over. This was the flight path of the plane that caller, the female caller, she was on this plane here that took off from Springfield, Massachusetts, and did this big loop. But that's the latest breaking news, constantly on the verge of war. So this is not a good sign at all. And earlier today, Taiwan sent out this emergency alert to people in Taiwan on their phones. It said, air defense drill, incoming missile and rocket threat, seek immediate shelter. Okay, so Taiwan is doing these drills now for incoming missiles and rockets. That's another sign that China is on the verge of attacking Taiwan. And by the way, we still have not heard anything of Xi Jinping's whereabouts. Okay, he supposedly suffered a severe stroke about a week and a half ago, and I do believe that that's legit because the person who reported it initially, her name is Jennifer Zhang. She's a Chinese activist journalist, and she had inside sources. So I do believe it's legit. I think he did suffer a stroke. We haven't seen him since a week and a half ago, and he was supposed to preside over the third session of the Chinese Communist Party, and he was not able to, and his buddy Kai Ki presided in place of him. Okay, league schools, isn't that interesting? Okay, so get prepared, guys. Things are about to get crazy. And here we have video footage of Biden in Delaware, proof of life. Biden is not dead. So let me just play this for you.
Which Biden, though? There's a lot of Joe Bidens. Some tall, some small, some old, some cold, some, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different Joe Bidens that we've been seeing on TV, so I don't know which one this is.
How are you feeling? Mr. President, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Come on. How are you feeling since you dropped out of the race, sir? How are you feeling about Harris's campaign? Can Harris beat Trump? Can Harris beat Trump, Mr. President?
He couldn't hear y'all if he wanted to. He gonna hit him with one of those. Huh? Sleepy Joe.
So he looks normal here. And yesterday, Biden signed this declaration delegating support for Ukraine to the Secretary of Treasury and the Secretary of State. Isn't some major breaking news coming in from Yellowstone? There was some type of an eruption at Yellowstone today at one of the geysers. This was at the Biscuit Basin Geyser, and Yellowstone Park Rangers have confirmed that no injuries have occurred. But check this out, guys. This is a huge sign that the Yellowstone super volcano could be getting ready to blow at some point in our lifetime. So massive eruption there at this geyser in Yellowstone. Guys, get prepared. We are living in the end times, okay? We have record volcanic activity around the world. We have wars and rumors of wars. We have...
Check out this jaw-dropping...
Yo, I'm starting to think that we really in like an episode of Fallout, you know? Like if there's nuclear threats that maybe... it might get dropped here, and that's why all these people are building these bunkers. And oh man, it's like Fallout / Leave the World Behind / Civil War. It's like all these movies and shows they just put out recently are trying to tell us something because something's about to happen. Like what if, you know, Joe stepped down, right? Well, yeah, I guess he stepped down. He stepped down. Isn't it his son? I think it's his son. Isn't he over in Ukraine doing stuff? So he's in Ukraine. All our money's been going to Ukraine. Like, sent a lot of money to Ukraine. Joe's probably going to go to Ukraine now that someone else is going to run for the Democratic Party. So he's going to go over there. America going to fall to I don't even want to say the word. It's going to do that. You got them defending Israel over there, and that's going to be the new military base. So they're going to go station the new America in Ukraine. Israel going to be the military hand. That's where all the weapons and everything's going right now. There's going to be a big there's going to be a big shift here. I don't know if that's going to be one. That's just a theory I'm throwing out, but it's definitely going to be something.
Scene in the Truman Show at 3 minutes and 33 seconds in, he discovers for the first time, for the first clue that he has, is this soundstage serious satellite cam?
Starts the film, we see a camera implanted in Truman's bathroom mirror, where Truman is pretending to be an explorer whilst getting ready for work. It's as though this is just another regular day for Truman, with him saying hello to his neighbors, making a coffee, and getting into his car. But just as he's getting into his car, a stage light drops from the sky right onto the road outside of his house. Truman then walks over to inspect the light and sees that it says Sirius on it, referring to the brightest star in the night sky. But eerily, on his drive to work...
Wait. At 3 minutes and 33 seconds, a skylight named Sirius, the star, falls from the sky. A skylight. What are these stars? Where are we living? Is it a dome? What if you go outside one day, right? You're just out there and the lights flash like the stars. They flash. They go. They turn off and turn back on. What would you do? Your whole mind would be messed up because you'd start thinking, ain't those suns? How did they just turn off like that?
The radio starts to run a story about a plane wreckage falling from the sky in order to explain the light.
Here's a news flash just then. An aircraft in trouble began shedding parts as it flew over Sea Haven just a few moments ago.
It then starts to talk about the dangers of flying, which is one of the first of many subtle ways that Khrushchev tries to influence Truman into staying on the island.
Fuck. Hey, y'all good, gang? We all looking for y'all straight? Huh? Where the driver at?
Hey, for real though, it's way too many kidnappings. These why I say yellow? These white vans that be popping up in your neighborhood, you gotta check them. You don't know who's in there. You don't know what they there for. You know, you don't even know if the people that's driving it are legally supposed to be here. You really don't. So shout out to him for, you know, protecting his spot, his area, because you never know, man.
Can someone please explain this?
Whoa.
What is going on over there?
That's weird.
Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Dang, I don't even know where this at.
So remember how I said we just recently jumped a massive timeline, like collectively? So evidently I'm a little late to the party on this, but we have a new Mandela effect.
Oh, really?
I'm not saying the two are related, but... So who else is on the timeline where Richard Simmons passed away, like, a decade ago? Just me? I don't think it's just me, because I've seen a couple of other creators being like, what the actual... There's another Mandela effect surrounding Richard Simmons as well. May he rest in peace, by the way. The Mandela effect being that he no longer is shown wearing any headbands, and I remember growing up watching his aerobics videos. My mom was super into aerobics. He had headbands. They were, I think the one I remember was pink. So yeah, there's some shit going on, y'all.
What is that?
What they got under the plane?
Oh, snap. What is under the plane?
Is that the fuel?
Why the fuck they so low though?
That's a fucking missile. Babe, I have to be.
Check this out, you guys, and this is some Truman Show stuff over here, y'all. So this guy goes hiking in the forest, and he comes across this huge wall with like trees like painted on it, y'all. Check this out. It's like a three-dimensional look. Look at that, y'all. You could barely tell. And then you see the trees behind that. Like, what is that all about?
What's back there?
Bro, y'all see that? It's just like the Truman Show when he got to the edge of the world, y'all, and he noticed that it was literally a wall that is literally painted there, y'all. Look at this.
That's crazy.
Look at this, just like the Truman Show. Can't go further than that. But yeah, what is that about, y'all? In the middle of the forest? That's creepy. Like, what do you think they're doing there? The funny thing is, I know there's mythical creatures hiding in the forest, y'all, because they don't want us to see them. They already know what human beings are capable of whenever they come across territory, so why would they want you to see them? But what do you think that's all about, y'all? Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like down in the comments below. And please remember to follow me on all these platforms, y'all, and let's continue to get this shift. Peace in.
Never seen nothing like that, but they be trying to show us all the time. Close call on it. Oh! Yo, the animals is fighting back.
This earthquake was, but it was an aftershock. It was the one that happened on the New Madrid, and then this one was set off. So it was a chain reaction to these major earthquakes that were coming. I saw that they were not able to bring in supply trucks from east to west because there was no bridges. So they had to fly in airplanes. They were flying in supplies from the airplanes and these Chinook helicopters trying to bring in stuff.
Well,
so
because a lot of the supply, including food and medicine, has to be transported up the Mississippi.
That probably, yeah.
That's what happens, yeah.
So, but all that was done. And so they were flying in the helicopters and the airplanes trying to bring in groceries to these towns like us, you know, in Oklahoma and all these other areas. But it was so bad, I remember it lasted for months. And the stock market, the Lord said, focus on the lion's face. But I saw a stone face on this building. The lion's face was open and everything. The New York Stock Exchange. And there was tumbleweeds going down the Wall Street. It was going to tumbleweeds. It was completely quiet. There was nobody out in New York, which is unheard of.
So we have an interesting case coming out of Kensington Metro Park in Michigan. This occurred around June 18th, 2024. Multiple witnesses recorded and saw what they thought was a floating head in the river. Now, this case just gets even more interesting and crazier. The police were called out and they were involved in the search. They ended up evacuating everybody from the lake, everybody from the water, because they found an alligator. They never found the object. They don't know what happened to it. They just don't know. There's a hard divide on what people saw. Some say it looked like a Bigfoot head floating in the water. Some say it's deadfall, you know, a dead tree turned upside down. Whatever the case may be, is everybody could agree that it wasn't a human, but it was definitely a head. Either way, it was never found. Our questions are left unanswered, but it's an interesting video.
So what do y'all think that is? I mean, we don't get such a clear look at it like people who are there. But I can't call it right now. I just imagine seeing that though. Guys, get out the lake!
Happening tonight on those airlines. This could also be a matter of life and death. There's a notice that in the state of Alaska, 911 and non-emergency services are down, and so they give emergency numbers to call because you cannot call 911 if you have an emergency right now. It looks like possibly in the entire state of Alaska, Mark.
Wow, it is an incredible night of this computer outage that is affecting people and communities and cities all across the country. Stay tuned here. We will try to get you as much information as we can in later editions of Eyewitness News as well as on the web. And we'll have more on this massive computer outage tomorrow on Eyewitness News. Thank you for watching. I'm Mark Brown.
is this fish? What is that?
What's this, a mouse fish? A rat fish?
That is not no fish.
Oh, no, what is that? Oh, nah. See, that's why I'm definitely not swimming in no lakes, no rivers, none of that. They be putting stuff in there. They be mutating stuff. I'm cool.
You can see here what it's doing as well to our screens. We've seen users in the US, in Europe, in Asia, New Zealand, right around the world this is happening. So this will be a massive story. There are offices everywhere that have just gone completely down, people unable to work, there'll be payment systems not working, and all sorts of issues.
Payment systems ain't working either.
There was a study done in Florida at a tennis academy, and what they looked at was what is the difference between those tennis players that are top 5, so they were feeling better about themselves, and thus across an entire tennis match. In the end,
so there's some buzz circulating around the internet that the Trump assassination was an inside job, and they're saying this video proves it. Look at this. Probably 20 million views. Now this guy right here is a Secret Service agent, I imagine. He looks the part. He is coming over, and it looks like he's getting out of where a shot's about to come from. And he tells these people, hey, you might move over this way.
And you know, that's a little bit old.
And he's staying kind of crouched down, like he's expecting a shot to happen.
Take a look at what happened.
Oh, then a shot happens, and he didn't run to protect the president. He stayed ducked down. And I thought he's supposed to run and protect the president. But this guy is crouched down right there.
Scary butt. Really scared.
It's like he knew it was coming.
That must have been erupting like for a while now. Look at it. I would hate to live by that. Just spewing out hot lava and whatever else, smoke. Look like fireworks. NASA stated I'm guessing this, they discovered a planet with city lights on it and has stated that they will make contact in 2026. We were told to be prepared for the worst outcome. Minutes later, a NASA official ran into the meeting screaming, "It's not a planet and it's moving towards us." What do y'all think it is?
Okay, so the government had to have dropped the ball
or the world leaders because people are saying that CERN messed up the timeline. They definitely did. Richard Simmons been unalived, y'all. Richard Simmons died years ago from a wardrobe malfunction shooting a video. I will never forget this. So since that is the case, this is what I think has happened. Just like Donnie Darko. Picture a rubber band is the tangent universe. Okay? So the tangent universe is the rubber band completely stretched out. Over time, as it's shrinking, this is symbolic of letting go of the rubber band and allowing it to snap back into reality, hyperlinking back into its timeline. The problem with the snap is if you don't fix what you need to fix in that tangent universe before time runs out and you snap back into your reality, well, you snap back all of the damage you did and you destroy your universe as well. Now, what I think we're accidentally doing is we've arrived at the tip of the spear. So we're breaching the pinnacle of technological innovation. We got some things going on that I'm guessing people just aren't ready to know about. And most people they're never really ready. But bottom line, I think they shifted timelines and now they need to course correct humanity's energy. If you really think about, see, this is what y'all need to see. The food recalls, the water recalls. We got new animals popping up. We got a supposed Leviathan, bro. They want to get rid of the Federal Reserve. They want to get rid of the FBI. They want to get rid of food protective. Don't this sound like an alternate universe, bro? So, in order to create peace, they needed a blood sacrifice, a blood ritual. The thing with these rituals, you don't actually have to take people's lives. They usually do that to silence people so they don't snitch and give other people the juice, right? This is how you control the power and keep it in the family. You don't trust this imbecile over here. We gotta send you on your way. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's about. But I think that Trump was the blood ritual to course correct the energy of the planet in a more positive direction, in a more unified field. I think something that they're doing, it became a runaway train. Whatever this experiment is that they're doing, guys, and now I'm talking to Big Brother, you guys need to stop messing stuff up. I don't know how long y'all think y'all can get away with this, but bro, eventually, I don't think y'all can actually destroy this place. Whatever this is, life, I don't think y'all could actually destroy it. But y'all could actually make it way harder than it has to be here on Earth by messing with this technology that y'all messing with. And that's just how I see it. Richard Simmons, supposedly just dying recently, is the biggest red flag I have ever seen in my life. I know for sure he passed away years ago. For sure. So that's crazy.
That is wild. Got to keep the proofs.
St. Louis, was anybody else aware of this disaster simulation going on now through Wednesday? Was anybody aware? I hadn't heard nothing about this. If you didn't know, the St. Louis area is hosting a large-scale disaster simulation for the first responders and military, warning us to stay away from certain areas, that they're going to have it closed off. There's military from all over coming here. We're going to see helicopters, tanks, all of the things. I'm thinking, wait, what? More than 500 federal and local first responders will be in St. Louis region Monday through Wednesday to practice their response to a magnitude 8.4 earthquake across the New Madrid Fault. As we know, anytime that they start doing any type of drill or preparation, just like they did with the vid, because they ran simulation on that as well, we know something coming. Okay, I'm like, oh. Members of the Missouri National Guard, military, and local law enforcement agencies will practice search and rescue for a planned emergency response drill. Task Force 46, a National Guard unit from Michigan, will co-host the dense urban terrain training with the St. Louis area regional response system. It will be the most in-depth disaster drill ever held. That's not concerning. That's not concerning, is it? The simulated disaster begins at Busch Stadium, where hundreds of responders will practice search and rescue missions and mass casualty decontamination. They're going to be doing this during a baseball game, is what I also read. Other members of the National Guard, military, and local enforcement agencies will, what is that word? I don't even know, biological contaminants at Linwood Train Yard in St. Louis County. The scenario involves closing the Eads and Clark bridges to Illinois and bringing first responders to the river near St. Charles Ferry. Members of the National Guard will transport people, mannequins, and vehicles across the river on a makeshift bridge. Paramedics aim to take ambulances and helicopters to local hospitals preparing for the event. This ain't good, y'all. This ain't good. I know people are gonna say what they want to say, but with everything going, this is not good. It's not. What are they? What is this for? They've been talking about an earthquake on the Madrid girl. So look into that. STL on areas that you don't want to be, okay? That they're saying they closing off all this. They talking about they gonna have debris simulation of the whole damn thing. And what I find crazy is we've lost electric a couple times today for nothing. I don't know about anybody else. Like, between everything else going on right now, I don't know. I really don't, but I don't put shit past them. There is a reason they are doing this. And I know a lot of y'all, to prepare if it ever no. They know what's going to happen before it ever fucking pops off.
Always.
I'm scared.
Y'all nervous? Shout out to STL.
I ain't never experienced nothing like this. So as we driving back to base, I swear I seen a face in the rearview mirror.
This creepy video is going viral right now, and it comes from TikTok user Japri. I'll tag him below. And after recently becoming an EMT, him and his partner are driving down the road when he sees a face in the rearview mirror. Feeling creeped out, they quickly pull over, and that's when he begins to record. That is, until he summons up the courage to go back to the ambulance and get the keys so they can get out of there. And this is what happens. Take a look. He drops his phone in a panic after a loud bang can be heard coming from the back. After a few moments, he grabs his phone, but what happens next is truly terrifying.
I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just, oh shit. Like, it just flew open, like, can y'all, oh. Nah, what the
Oh, no.
Can y'all see it? Nah, hell no, fuck that, nah.
I feel him on that. Hey, I'm out of there. I'm calling whoever owned that EMT truck. Like, y'all gonna have to come get this. Call A to Z Tone or something.
But all of Cook County under tornado warning right now.
I can't recall this ever happening as a meteorologist here in Chicago, to have the entire county. But not only that, what's really alarming is that we are finding so many areas of circulation, and then we're looking at velocity, we're looking at the correlation coefficient, we're looking at the debris signatures, and there's tornadoes touching down. We could have a half dozen tornadoes touching down at the same time along this line here as it continues to march to the east. So everyone right now needs to get to their safe place. Remember, I said that these were warned out ahead of the main line. Well, it's getting closer. It's now 9:29. All of these warnings will remain in effect as of right now until 10 p.m.
Is this real?
Listen, this is full.
Wait. I don't know if that was CGI. It looked kind of real. That one got me.
For entertainment purposes only. Y'all, when I say that I'm shook, I put up a video just 2 days ago about a Kim Clement prophecy, one that was potentially depicting an event that could take place at a Hyatt Regency and connections to something that's happening next month. Go take a look at that video if you want more details. Then the next day, I'm getting tagged a whole bunch in this post. This is yesterday. I'm getting tagged in this post of this guy who he had a dream that night, the same night that I posted my video. He had a dream. He hadn't seen mine yet. He found my post the next day after talking to a buddy of his. But y'all, when I say that this is crazy, you got to watch this. I'm going to show you segments of him describing what his dream was. All right, if you want the whole video, go check him out. I'll link him here. But y'all,
a new dream, and I'm standing in this intersection, and there is black smoke in the sky, flames, buildings are destroyed, there's people screaming. It was like a war zone, basically. And I'm like looking around, and there's this building. I'm in an intersection, and I see this building, and the corner of it, the roof of it's blown off. It's not a super tall building, but on the wall I very clearly see the words William H. Brown Public School. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna Google that school, right? Y'all, I found the exact viewpoint of where I was standing, what I saw last night. Apart from, of course, all the flames and post-apocalyptic looking stuff, I found the school. I went on to Google and I typed in William H. Brown Public School, and it pulled up a school in Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. I've never seen this before, but this is exactly the exact building that I saw in my dream, but from the viewpoint in the intersection I just showed you. Right here. I was standing here looking at that, and this corner of the building was like blown off. It was gone. So I started Googling on Google Earth what's around this United Center. The United Center is the massive arena right there in Chicago, Illinois. It's used for sports, used for concerts, used for all kinds of stuff. On my brain, I was thinking, that's a perfect venue for a big event, big sports event, maybe thousands and thousands of people. Would be a prime spot. So I start Googling events at the United Center for the rest of this year. Sports events, concerts, of course, but guess what is happening next month in the United Center? The DNC, the Democratic National Convention. And so I reach out to my buddy in the Army, and I was like, hey man, and I tell him everything. I tell him the whole dream. And so then he was like, bro, I just scrolled across something last night talking about something very, very similar. And he sends me this video.
And then he goes on to show my video. Look, when I say that this has got me a little bit, it's got me. Okay, he's never been to Chicago. He doesn't know much about the area. I grew up out there. That's my hometown. So when I say that this has me shook, this has me a little bit shook. And then he went on to remind me about a Bible verse in Acts. The last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days, and they will prophesy. I will show wonders in the heavens above and signs on the earth below, blood and fire and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious day of the Lord. It's coming a day, and it's coming quickly, that every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And until that day, from this day until that day, I'm going to pray. And I'm going to pray that next month comes and goes without incident. That it's just like any other month, and that nothing happens. But y'all, just be safe out there.
No.
Bro really got steam coming from his head? Now that's crazy. Ball lightning?
What is the voice?
Ball lightning tripped me out.
Is that a free ball? What the frick is that?
That's like plasma or something. It's like burning. Yo, what's going on with the world?
This is, they call it sandfish. This live only in the sun.
Sandfish.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Yes.
Them over got scales.
They will not bite? No, not bite. Wow. And they eat insects. Oh. Yes. And worms.
You can put him in the water?
No, not in the water.
Only in the sand?
Only in the sand. See, now, how can you go to under the sand? It's very fast.
Oh.
Were you guys aware that Michelle Obama's mother passed away? This was like about a month ago, y'all. I didn't even know that. Marianne Robinson? Were you guys aware of this? It says Michelle Obama's mother dies, leaves inheritance to my son Michael.
Who?
Michelle Obama's mother, Mary McGillicuddy Robinson, has died at the age of 84. She went peacefully in her sleep before being mostly devoured by her Lhasa Apso, which is a dog. And Chicago police ruled out any foul play. It says the real story, however, is how she worded her last will and testament. According to Illinois comptroller and keeper of the public record, Art Tubulus, Michelle doesn't legally exist. It says Ms. Robinson's will clearly states that her possession should go to my son Michael Robinson Obama. That's interesting. I mean, only a mother would know their child. You know what I'm saying? Oh, really, only a mother would know her child. But that's crazy. I had no idea. Rest in peace to her. And I think this argument is probably settled now. You know what I'm talking about. You like the content? Follow me for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. We are in this shift. Let's get it. Peace in.
Do y'all think Michelle is Michael?
The CDC warning about a deadly listeria outbreak linked to deli meat. The outbreak sickening more than 24 people in at least 12 states. All the patients were hospitalized. 2 patients died, one in Illinois, one in New Jersey. Most of the cases located in New York and Maryland.
Story time. Guess who found another weird CIA document that's on CIA.gov? Me. Approved for release in 2001, this CIA document goes over human paranormal capabilities. And it's 99 pages, but guess who read it for you? Again, this guy.
Appreciate you, my guy, for sure.
So in the document, it talks about a lot of different studies that were done in a certain province in the East. Most of these studies were done because of documents and cases from psychologists that began in the 50s. And if they started shit in the 80s because of the 50s, it's probably been going on longer than we think. Anyway, it found that people could influence each other's dreams intentionally. People could break and then mend things psychically, and it was recorded on electron microscopes, electromagnetically. They found that people could heal and diagnose each other psychically. It goes on.
Talk about the X-Men. Someone got hit by the train, and then, the Men in Black showed up. Wonder what they doing there. We're not in the 60s, and we, the people, find the truth. All right, so we have tracked the black SUV that had picked up our Phantom Water Tower sniper that escaped using a zip line via the backside of the water tower into the trees and then on foot a short jaunt to Meridian Road. Man, I read all that and I messed up on road. With 100% confidence based on cell phone data, that particular sniper was FBI and SUV was registered to the Department of Agriculture. So there was somebody else on a water tower, I guess. Hard to hide the truth these days. Oh, here we go. Y'all see that? There's clearly somebody up there moving. That's crazy. There's somebody on the tower.
This is a house-sized orangutan caught on camera. I don't even know how this exists. This is insane. If you zoom in, this thing is not AI. It's an actual orangutan. And it is huge. There's no way them things get that big. Look at it compared to that house. There's no freaking way.
Hey, y'all ever seen The Jungle Book? That's the orangutan from The Jungle Book. You know, the big one that, was in charge of all the apes or all the little monkeys. That's that one.
This thing is ginormous. Is this the missing link that scientists have been looking for? I mean, look at how gargantuan that thing is. My best guess is, I don't know actually, because there is no answer to what we are seeing on our screen. Now, I know freaks of nature exist, but I've never seen anything quite like this. If you have an answer, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. As always, stay weird.
Shaquille O'Neal of orangutans. That's what that is. Triple twister.
Welcome to the news at 9. A stunning revelation from Reverend Al Sharpton. Today, he admitted to being an undercover informant, handing over information on some of New York's most wanted.
TV 1055's Dave Carlin has more on Sharpton's secret life and who he helped the government target.
I was not and am not a rat.
The Reverend Al Sharpton admits he wore a wire for the FBI. His name now linked in tabloid headlines with the words rat and snitch, after documents identify him as confidential informant CI7. Sharpton helped the government go after boxing promoter Don King, music executives, and mobsters, including Vincent the Chin Gigante, named the Oddfather because he often wore a robe and pajamas in public.
In my own mind, I was not an informant. I was cooperating with investigations.
Wait. So what's an informant then? I mean, I'm just saying. I was not a rat.
Sources tell us that cooperation, as he himself put it.
There he goes. There he goes.
What was that? 1955.
Apparently in May, I said one of the candidates would get shot. That's going across the internet. I forgot during a live stream I said that. I said I don't feel the election and there's going to be a shooting. I don't know which one's going to get shot, but one's going to get shot. So I did say that.
This has been a huge conspiracy on the net regarding whether or not there was a second shooter, that there was a two-shooter conspiracy. And I will show you how this conspiracy came about. It's not because people are sitting in their rooms making up things. It's because people that were interviewed on that day, on July 13th, that were in the crowd, spoke about another shooter atop the water tower. There was a water tower that was at a higher point than the shooter. About people allege that they saw someone up there. There's very grainy footage, and I could show it to you, but to be honest, it's so grainy. It's absolutely impossible to say whether or not you're seeing a shadow of an individual up there or if it's simply a shadow, period, that's just coming from the tower itself. But what I can say is that this woman giving an interview is the reason that so many people believe that there was a second shooter. But in each of the interviews that I've listened to, you can hear that she says, I heard that they got one shooter, not the other. That means that that's a rumor that's making its way around. In the second video, another woman says toward, like was happening toward the water tower, which just means in that general direction. Again, it's not clear enough for us to be able to discern that this is 1000% true that there were two. We know there were multiple fired from different directions because, of course, some people were at Trump and some people were at the. I would just say that this right now is completely unverified, but I will completely commit to continually looking into it. I will obviously check your comments. You guys will send links. Nothing that my team and I felt strong enough to suggest that there was a second at Trump, as the conspiracy goes, from the water tower.
So y'all think it was a second one, or was it just the one guy?
Now you see that figure disappear.
Wait.
Now you see that figure
definitely
reemerge.
Definitely.
Okay? Now the figure reemerges. So interesting, right? Now we're going to zoom in. You can see this dark figure at the very top here as President Trump is speaking, right before the shots are fired, and then this person right after, about 4 seconds after the shots are fired, steps out. You can listen to the ducks out of view.
And they had been right by
fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do know...
First crack of the gunfire, and I just screamed, it's the sniper, and he was firing down toward the water tower.
That's what we're hearing.
Gentleman behind me, I was one seat, he was to the right of me. He could see the sharpshooter behind Trump. He said the sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here.
So there was somebody on the water tower. I mean, it makes sense.
Oh my God. This is in the middle of the night while we were sleeping. This is Jason's breaking news. Viewers, study the footage carefully so you'll understand of what is going on. There's more than 25 military trucks being loaded inside the warship. This is in the middle of the night. It is obvious they don't want any civilians to know what they're doing. I don't know what type of events that is upcoming, but it's certainly I don't feel having good vibes in this. This is in the middle of the night.
Dang, what y'all think they loading onto the
Holy
ships?
shit.
There's a lot of trucks.
I don't know what they're preparing, but something is odd. I'm not believing this is part of the training. I'm serious. I think there's more to it than just a normal training. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't feel having a good vibes in this. Be vigilant with your surrounding and stay safe as always.
Hell no, y'all. Switzerland almost got us again. Yep, they almost got us again. But guess what? We caught their ass red-handed this time. Yes, we caught them red-handed. And the reason why they was able to almost swindle us again of our goddamn memory, because we was too busy paying attention to this. Yeah, now granted, this happened after the fact, and we were just been hearing of the other news, but y'all know what, CERN in Switzerland? Y'all something else, but guess what? We caught y'all motherfucking ass this time, and I'm finna call y'all ass the fuck out. Not CERN. Y'all know this man been gone and unalived a long time ago. Why is y'all conjuring up this man again? This gonna be the second, third time y'all done unalived this man. That's crazy. Now, if y'all can remember, a few years ago, it was just a whole big old controversy about how they played with that man's uniform. Yeah. CERN played with that man's uniform when they turned on that Hadron Collider, and they turned that bitch on, and then they tried to make us think, he never had a bandana on his head and the little wristbands. Remember that big old argument that the whole world was having? And we was trying to figure out where the fuck happened to his head bandana and his wrist bandanas. You slick, sneaky motherfuckers, y'all. So now now, since the eclipse and y'all done turned that goddamn machine on, y'all back at y'all wicked, slick memory tricks. Cause this man he's been gone, everybody. What are we talking about? I'm not even finna argue this with no fuck about it. I remember this man being already unalive. What in the fuck is y'all talking about? I'm sick of it already. And y'all sits up and play all day long, and that's how y'all be knowing what the fuck going on. Y'all is not fooling nobody, sir. It's y'all. I figured it. Listen, y'all can go and pack everything up. I figured it all out. The Trump distractions, all the shit that's been going on. CERN. That's how they be knowing what's going on. The Simpsons. All this shit is connected. There's no fucking way on earth y'all is trying to say that this man just passed away. I can't. You know what? Y'all going on with all this magic and witchcraft and portals and CERN and bullshit. Y'all is fucking everything up with this bullshit, and y'all need to fucking stop. Y'all just got found out and y'all just got exposed. This man been gone, just like Mandela had been gone, hence the word Mandela effect. We not finna play this game with y'all, CERN. We not finna play this game with y'all, CERN. Y'all did this shit, and that man been gone. I'm not believing it, and I'm not standing by this shit. He been gone. Ain't no condolences. He's been gone. The fuck? All right, which way y'all want us to go? Because not even 5 seconds after finding out that St. Louis, Missouri is having a earthquake disaster training going on all this week. Now you mean to motherfucking tell me that Texas is finna have a severe cold winter storm coming up in the middle of fucking July?
Wait, what?
I know goddamn well this shit is the motherfucking lie. This can't be fucking true. And guess what? This shit bigger than the motherfucking weather. This shit big. It's bigger than the motherfucking weather. It's that motherfucker. It's bigger than the weather. And y'all is controlling this motherfucking shit.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, y'all controlling this shit. If Texas have a winter storm in the middle of motherfucking July, I motherfucking know something. CERN, we gonna come down there and crash that motherfucking machine. I'm telling you. Did y'all hear this motherfucking shit?
Texas is facing a extremely dangerous winter storm in the coming days. A disaster declaration has already been declared.
Another disaster.
It said for all 254 counties. A dangerous storm covering all of Texas. Do you know how big of a state Texas is? Like, I think that she owned to something, and I think it's a lot more at play, because I ain't never heard of no winter storms in Texas in July. And we all know that, you know, things can be modified, the environment can be modified and used as a weapon. And I think that's what's going on here.
Declaration.
254 counties in Texas. Every part of the state of Texas will face freezing conditions, meaning that includes all the way down to Brownsville, Texas, will face freezing conditions over the coming days. Many of those locations across the state of Texas, the high temperature for a day will be in the single digits. The severity of the cold weather that is about to be experienced here in the coming days is unprecedented in Texas history. And we need people across the state to get ready for this extremely harsh
Y'all on one, baby, and we ain't finna be playing with y'all with this shit. Y'all going to take that shit somewhere else. And California finna have an earthquake too. Yeah, we ain't finna keep on. We finna wrap this shit up.
Hello world, Joe Theodore, astrologer here, and let's talk about the astrology of the election and how actually nobody's going to win this one, because the rhetoric on one side is we're not conceding. But the astrology tells us everything we need to know, all right? So listen, every single planet pretty much is going to be retrograde in the sky. That means nothing is moving forward. That means the election's not moving forward. We have Mars retrograde, which is a very significant retrograde because Mars never goes retrograde. We'll have a Mercury retrograde. Uranus will be retrograde. Jupiter will be retrograde. The nodes will be retrograde. Chiron will be retrograde. Neptune will be retrograde, okay? In Aquarius, the sign of collective ideals, government, society, structures, Pluto will be back there for 20 years straight. No retrograding back to Capricorn. Venus will be conjunct Pluto. This is December 7th, a month after the election. My prediction for a woman president, Venus, and no one's going to accept that.
Yo, he might be on to something here.
Like, you got that chain on, nigga. Like, when you ain't have no money, did you really want a chain? Do you really like diamonds like that, or you just need that shit? That shit ain't cheap. When you ain't have it, you like, nigga, ain't no way I spend that on a chain. Now you don't even think twice about that shit. Do you need it or do you want it? There's something in you as a black man that made you like that gold and them diamonds. You don't even know why.
African history would say.
I'm not talking about no history. I'm talking about your personal preference.
Well, I'm attracted to it.
You don't even know why though. Think about it, what it really is, bro. Gold is an element, that's natural. It hit different when you got that shit.
Right.
It charge you up, so you get some it's an exchange. It's something that you get from weighing it.
Right.
It give you a positive charge. That shit make you think better. Same way you could put on a copper. It could be, you don't even have to do that. It could be copper and you might feel 10 times better, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Seen that shit with them old people. Grandma, why you got that bracelet on? Baby, if I take this bracelet off.
Nah, he ain't lying there though. Definitely
I looked it
not.
up, and it was like the diamonds are like good for depression and anxiety. It makes you not have stuff like that.
But why?
We have an update about Arizona's largest national park. It is now closed to visitors. The National Park Service announced that the Grand Canyon will be closed until further notice. Today is the first full day of the stay-at-home order for our state. And with that, some Arizona lawmakers are now pushing the federal government to close down the Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon has been a popular holiday destination for families seeking an adventure since the 1900s. It is still one of the most sought-after tourist sites in the U.S. But what if we told you that the U.S. government has closed off about 90% of this amazing wonder of nature?
The Grand Canyon. We told you yesterday that the national park would be shut down along with the government, and today it happened. Visitors already inside the park now told they have 48 hours to leave.
To protect a 1,000-year-old secret. This new revelation could change how we look at history forever. A drone has just captured something no one was supposed to see in the forbidden area of the Grand Canyon, and these shocking discoveries will leave you questioning everything you know about history. So what are these ancient mysteries, and how and why is the government keen on keeping them away from the masses? Stick around as we explore the mysteries of this wonder of nature. The forbidden area of the Grand Canyon. Although the Grand Canyon National Park is a no-drone zone, a drone recently flew over what is now known as the forbidden area of the Grand Canyon National Park, an area that is closed off from the general public and only accessible to park rangers, military, and government personnel.
I wonder why.
This area spans across the region around where the Colorado River and the Little Colorado River meet, all the way to the Anasazi Bridge, and is considered sacred by many Native American tribes because of its cultural significance. Among the Native American tribes who live in the area, the Hopi and Navajo make up most of the inhabitants of the area. The Anasazi Bridge is a prehistoric bridge made of pine trees, perched 300 feet above the Colorado River. It is believed to have been used by the people of the ancestral Pueblo culture, from whom the Hopis and Navajos are descended. The government claims the restriction of movement placed around certain parts of the Grand Canyon is to protect the park's natural and cultural resources, ensure tourist safety, and preserve the park for future generations. But conspiracy theorists and alternative researchers insist that it is just an elaborate cover-up. The common notion is that there is indeed a forbidden zone within Grand Canyon National Park, despite the authorities' claims, and it's forbidden for anyone to hike, camp, or explore there. It is also believed by many that beneath this so-called forbidden area of the Grand Canyon lies a...
Don't the Grand Canyon look like it got mined out or something? It just don't look natural. Like, something happened there. I'm curious about what the Grand Canyon is or what it was.
Secret, the last remains of an ancient and even extraterrestrial civilization that once thrived right in the heart of the canyon. In the recent episodes of the controversial podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan and some of his guests like geologist Dr. Randall Carlson, historian Graham Hancock, and author Brian Hotep Jesus' Sharp discussed the drone footage that allegedly exposed the existence of ancient Egyptian artifacts and a hidden subterranean city in the Grand Canyon.
Could there be a hidden city in the Grand Canyon? Believe it or not, there are tales of an ancient underground metropolis discovered in the early 1900s.
The three experts also went deep into the closure of the canyon and the possible effects on the tourism industry and the economy in general.
Hey, look at that picture right there. That was crazy. Like, there's a rock, and then it looks like some brick, then a rock. Something happened there.
They also discussed the discovery of ancient reptile fossils in the allegedly off-limits areas of the canyon, which allude to ancient Egyptian civilization, and they even went so far as to suggest that nefarious branches of the U.S. federal government secretly monitor the entire area. Alan Krill's stunning discovery. Norwegian geologist Alan Krill was hiking along the Grand Canyon National Park's Bright Angel Trail with a group of students when a huge boulder caught his attention. This boulder had markings on it that Krill suspected were reptile footprints. Alan Krill then took pictures of these markings and sent them to his friend at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. This friend, a paleontologist named Stephen Rowland, carefully examined these markings and concluded that they were indeed ancient fossilized footprints. But which animal did they belong to? In a recent article published in the science journal PLOS One, Professor Rowland estimated that those fossils found by Krill are about 313 million years old. This revelation is coming about 6 years after Krill discovered the boulder, but it is important to note that it is now the oldest fossil ever found in the park. But this is not why the government would want to conceal the information from the public. As Rowland wrote in the article, this find is also the earliest evidence of amniotes living in dunes, predating other evidence by at least 8 million years. The interesting part is that these footprints could belong to an animal that is not supposed to exist. This is some of the earliest known evidence of a hard-shelled egg-laying animal known as an amniote. Although other scientists have debated Rowland's interpretation, there's not enough evidence to disprove his theory either, as the part of the park where the fossils were found is now closed off from the public. This is not the only ancient secret that lies deep in the Grand Canyon. Let us look at other stories of ancient findings in the canyons.
Well, if you know, you know.
Ooh. 8645.
They all knew.
Ooh.
They all fucking knew. They all involved. And I pray in God that one day they face fucking justice. And the fucking key of that fucking jail is being thrown in the fucking Hudson River. This is a fucking... It looks like, with all the shit that's coming out now, I mean, this probably right, bow in your face. 8645.
Y'all know what that means?
On. I want to hear the excuse now. What that means to her. Unbelievable. Right in your fucking face. And we are the Extreme MAGA Republic.
Yo, so if you don't know what that means, I'm going to just say look it up. Look it up, do your own research, come back and let me know what you think it means.
Were my predictions about the solar eclipse wrong? It has been 3 months. What's happening right there at that Cascadian subduction zone got them scientists sweating so hard? Now, while I can prove in a court of law that I gave no predictions, what I clearly said repeatedly was that an event like this right here could be kicked off by the solar eclipse that we just had on a 3 to 6 month window. Why did I pick those times? Am I just some kind of expert? Nope. It's because in history, we had a solar eclipse with a 3 month window that devastated that whole New Madrid fault zone region right there. And in 1964, they had a solar eclipse go over Alaska, followed 6 months later by a devastating earthquake. So I says to myself, man, we better look at that 3 to 6 month window following this solar eclipse that's about to roll right over top of the New Madrid fault zone. Because I was already worried about floods, and rightly so has turned out. And I was aware of this map and this concept. Let me tell you everything I have found out since. These are all the earthquakes that have happened just today. A lot of activity over on the East Coast. And these big circles are like 5.0 or greater. That's a big bunch of 6s, 5s, and 4s. A couple of more there in the Cascadian Mountains. A lot of activity right out here in the ocean, where superheated water is spewing up from the ground out here. And that water was the lubrication for the subduction zone. Getting squeezed out because the space is getting too tight now. What happened to those, 10 billion crabs that were hiding in caves from the superheated water? Bruh, it's just my guess. I'm not an expert. What I didn't know was that Edgar Cayce's doomsday map was for 2024. Had no idea. Nostradamus made a similar prediction for 2024. This whole prediction that's posted on Forbes, shows you all the maps and everything, was about pole shift. And what I mean is that the poles of the earth are gonna shift. And this is a big conspiracy I heard about. Never put too much stock into that idea because it was every several thousand years or whatever. Didn't even think it was real, really. Nah, it's definitely real. The sun flips its poles every 11 years. The Earth does do it every several thousand years. And it looks like it's happening right now. And this is a whole doomsday prediction around the pole shift. And it looks like that's what's happening on the Earth. How long does it take? I don't have any idea. I'm no expert in pole shift. I learned that the moon, in its phases, causes elastic deformation of the Earth's crust, the solid part, the ground, just like it does the ocean tides. I learned that the gravity of the moon in its relationship to the Earth is stronger or weaker in its relationship to its position to the sun. That the sun and the moon both affect the Earth in their gravity and that elastic deformation, and at times like solar eclipse, the moon is lined up with the sun and so is the gravity, and the bulge is bigger. Which makes a lot of sense. 3 months after a solar eclipse, the new Madrid fault zone popped off. 6 months after an eclipse, that earthquake in Alaska popped off. Why? Why did it take so long? Because it also has to do with the phases of the moon. I learned how big, massive storms full of all kind of energy also cause activity in the seismic zones. Because it is all magnetic. I mean, it's all magnetic is what's going on here. Didn't the scientists just say in an article the other day, I probably read, maybe I did not, I don't know, that gravity itself was a byproduct of magnetism? Because everything is just toroids, boys and girls. When it comes to its magnetic energy, everything is a toroid with a north and a south pole. I mean, this is just science. So what causes seismic activity, or at the very least influences it? Well, I have learned the sun does, the moon does, the planets do, the storms do, the magnetic poles of the Earth do. The increased energy released by the sun as it approaches solar maximum does. Guess what? It's approaching solar maximum. We have had unprecedented solar storms. We're about to have a hurricane season off the charts because these two things are related. What? Hurricane season and the sun cycles. There's no way around this. The knee bone is connected to the leg bone in every case, boys and girls. Now, the big thing about pole shift that I did not know that is definitely a real thing on the Earth has a lot to do with the sun cycles. As a matter of fact, it has everything to do with it. Why? The Earth is surrounded by a protective shield known as the magnetosphere. You see the North Pole and the South Pole and the toroid nature of the Earth. These lines right here catch that solar energy and peel back so that it doesn't hit the Earth, which leaves the Earth in a weakened state, as some of these lines are now back here having carried that solar energy around the Earth. And that's northern lights. The aurora borealis that just shine in places it never has before and definitely should not have. Now, the Earth can take several hits. There's lots of layers there, you know. But particularly strong hits require more bands to successfully disperse that energy around the Earth rather than just taking it as an impact. And if you get multiple big bursts from the sun hitting the Earth, well, eventually that wears out and the poles flip. That's what causes it. How much is known about all this? Let me check my mustache. Not as much as I would like. It happens every several thousand years. So, like, the flood? That cataclysm that wiped out Atlantis and the worldwide civilization that was on the Earth before it was flooded with a great deluge? Tartaria? No, if you don't know what Barbaria is, do not speak to me of Tartaria, because I ain't got time for that. So, is all of this going to happen in the next 3 months? How could I possibly say? This is why I have not made a prediction and will make none. I'm talking about potentials and always have been. Seems like that solar eclipse and our solar cycle could be the sort of thing sets this off. And that happened 3 months after an eclipse in New Madrid last time. And it happened 6 months after an eclipse in Alaska. And that tsunami in Taiwan happened some months after a moon. I've got all this written down in a folder somewhere. Not every lunar or solar eclipse causes earthquakes. It has a whole bunch to do with a whole bunch of variables and factors that I'm not keenly aware of them all. Funny coincidence, I say, hey, looks like this could happen in 2024. Oh, that's what Edgar Casey was saying too? Oh, okay. Pole shift is supposedly happening right now? Like, they measure. I mean, normally the poles move around at like 100-mile radius in a circle kind of thing. But nowadays, they're like taking straight lines opposite each other. Is all this about to happen right now? Let me say this one more time. It could. These looks like the kind of conditions where something like this might happen, is what I've been saying, what I've been telling y'all. In those words, literally, like, It did not happen in the first 3 months after the eclipse, but like that puts us any day now, so. And does it happen in the next 3-month window? I don't know. I don't know what actually causes this altogether. I just know parts and pieces that I have identified by science that definitely work together to do geological stuff on the Earth. Pole shifts do seem to end in cataclysms. Not to mention things like, is Russia gonna bust a nuke under the ocean to tidal wave Europe? I mean, maybe. Can I say he's gonna do that? No, but like, the Russians have said that they might. I don't put that on the list of definitely gonna happen. That goes on the list of, that might. I will go on record and say that this is not an if this ever happens scenario. No, this is when this happens. And I say, hey, looks like it could happen in 2024. And it's just a coincidence that a bunch of other people said that too. Is it? I don't know. Maybe. I didn't get it from them, I can tell you that. Found out about their saying stuff about it after I said stuff about it while I was looking at, man, did I just ruffle a whole bunch of feathers for no reason? Or is there actually like, you know, is there something to, yes, there is lots of something to it. Yes. Yes, there is something to my predictions that I made according to the solar eclipse we had in April and the future map of the world.
Now they talking about 8.3 earthquake, $100, King Kong.
Bet.
King Kong, $100, King Kong. 200, Godzilla.
Ooh. Might be Godzilla. What bet y'all taking, King Kong or Godzilla?
So I'm pretty sure it's not just me, but everyone in Melbourne is sick right now. And it's not just like you get really sick and then you're all good. It's just lingering for like 2-3 weeks. So I've been having symptoms of like hot, cold shivers, and then the runs, then I've been vomiting, and then in 2 weeks I'll be good, and then it will just come back again. Like even at one stage, like my stomach was just killing me, like my stomach was a washing machine. And my face was numb, my hands were numb. I'm like, what is going on? Surely I can't be the only one. Like, I've been speaking to people, everyone's got all these symptoms, like within 2-3 days of each other. And everyone's like, they're really specific symptoms. And everyone seems to have them. So like, I don't know what is going around right now, but this is way worse than when COVID was around. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, but can someone help me?
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
What's that one?
Me contem o que vocês acham que é isso.
Acabamos de ver un fenómeno en el cielo y no sabemos qué es. ¿Ovnis?
Sucediendo en el cielo. Está todo el mundo mirando.
I wouldn't know what that was.
¿Qué es lo que hay?
I'd be tripping.
این چیه دیگه تو آسمون؟ چرا عجیبه؟ داره میاد جلو.
Oh snap.
چیه داره اونجا میره؟ نگاه کن.
Whatever this thing is, it was apparently caught from different angles all over Tehran.
Yeah, we've seen this before. And not all these angles, though. We got pillars in the sky?
No sé qué hacer.
What y'all think that is? Like, imagine just seeing something shape-shifting in the air. Like, think about how that would just mess with your brain.
No, no me voy a acercar, no.
So I got this watermelon out, and I like to rinse my watermelon before I cut it, and it's like peeling. Like, does anybody has problems with their watermelon like this?
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It sounds like a goat is dying.
A goat's dying.
So I cut watermelon for my kids, and they're all bringing it right back, saying they don't like the texture. And I've seen enough videos of people posting rubbery watermelon. I can't believe I got one. I got a rubbery watermelon. The texture is so weird. Like, you gotta bend it so far before it will break. With the prices, this is like an $8 watermelon.
$8 piece
They're
of
not
plastic.
going to eat it. They won't eat it. They think
Rubber.
it tastes, the texture, it's rubber.
And she ate it. Now that's just nasty. Ugh. Ugh.
Threw this watermelon out over a week ago. It smelled really good.
Yo, that looked like some beef or something like that, don't it? Ooh, what's going on with the fruit and the watermelon? It's making me itch.
Bought it from, cut it open, and it was like plastic. Tasting it was absolutely horrible. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I threw it outside. This is a week later. It looks like mud.
This is fucked up.
There you go. Ma.
We got rubber avocados too.
So my mother was showing me that she opened a banana that she thinks that these are not real bananas. We got it from the supermarket, but when she opens it and she breaks it in half, it gets very tough and doesn't really break.
Oh, that's rubber food.
And when it pulls, it's like it's glue. It's very tight and doughy. I've never ever seen a banana like that. I don't know if it's just our banana or if it's this brand, but at the end of the day, it looks very, very fake.
First of all, look at this.
Regular fish.
Regular fish. But look.
Look at the
if I press
texture.
it, my finger makes an indent like a sponge. And then I did this.
Squeeze.
Squeeze. I squeeze it as hard as I could, and look, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Looks like a wet napkin.
Fall apart at all.
Y'all ever had that bounty fish? The bounty quicker picker upper. That's what that is right there.
And then watch this.
Absorbed the water and went back
I
to
ran it under
original
some
shape.
water, and it reabsorbed
Rehydrates.
everything, and it's back to normal. That's not.
I gave my daughter a bowl of blueberries. I take what's left in her little bowl and I put it down the drain for the garbage disposal. And I push the button, it's doing its thing, but there's a clanking and it sounds like something's stuck. So I go in the drain and there's a blueberry that's not breaking apart. It's not. I pick it up and why is there a rubber blueberry in my toddler's snack? If you can see it that well.
Wow.
Glistening, it's silicone. It's a silicone blueberry.
Put a magnet that I got from here
On the chicken?
into the chicken. Let's try. Read that shit.
All natural, fresh, no antibiotics.
It's not for
No antibiotics, but it's a lot of metal in there, apparently.
So I guess that the question that the entire internet is asking themselves right now is, are we eating fake food? Or is there something else going on here?
What is up with all the fake food? Honestly, I suggest if you're going to get some fruit, specifically watermelon, go to a farmer's market. And honestly, any fruit. Go to the farmer's market and get what's grown locally or close to you, because getting these fruits and stuff, nah, man. Don't nobody want to be eating rubber fruits. Just imagine your child eating a piece of, like a rubber blueberry, and then they choke on it or something like that. Or they say, my stomach hurt, Mom. My stomach hurt, Dad. It's because they eat rubber fruit. Unknown creature? Whoa. Hiding in the ceiling? What the heck? Maybe some creepy stuff out here. What's this? I'm waiting for a jump scare. It's too quiet. Y'all ready for this? Oh, snap. That's something. First, I just thought it was a person. That's like a Bigfoot. And it would be so easy to like ride right past that and not see it. Like if the camera didn't slow down and show us, we wouldn't have seen that. It's the same video? It must be. Okay, yeah, I think the guy, he got out the car. Oh, snap, he must have seen it. Oh, no. Okay, now we got a bird. Electric bird? And now we got an electric lizard as well. We got all the goats or cows standing still. Yeah, something's up with the animals too. Animals been tripping.
Sono immobili. Ma perché? Ma raga, non ci credo.
Oh no. What y'all think that is? They gonna probably tell us like that's some type of cloud, some formation because of some conditions in the upper atmosphere or lower atmosphere or whatever they want to say. That's a UFO. Them up cloaked.
What the is that?
Ain't no way she just floating. What in the Stranger Things? What's her favorite song? Hurry, All My Life.
All right, let's see if I can really push this. All right. Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
Water bending? Now what we got? Air bending? Snap. Like he was really controlling the air. Yo, my man's aura is up like 1,000,000 right now. He going crazy controlling the elements, or at least that's what it looks like. But I mean, look, he just randomly went to a spot in the parking lot, right? There was no wind, no leaves. As soon as he starts moving, why all the leaves come around him? Like I would say, oh, it's just fake. But Like, that's one crazy coincidence, don't you think?
Stop.
No way.
Okay, now we begin. Haha. One man's trash is seriously an airbender's treasure. Like, seriously.
Oh, yeah, airbender now.
In this video, he states that he's going to apply the power of chi to improve his strength.
Yo. Okay, Goku.
All right, you're good.
So you started with this. You retain it, maintain it with this. Hold it, hold it. Hold it.
That's another case, I guess. Like, look at that. Oh, that's crazy.
It's weird.
Nope, I'm out of there. Nope, I'm out of there too.
Most people who work at night often report seeing and hearing things that they sometimes can't explain.
There ain't nobody in there. Oh, no. Nobody's even in the bus. What y'all doing in this situation? I ain't touching that bus.
Nobody here, right? Nobody here. What is that? Because it is not me. This is me waving. Closing the door.
Wow.
What's that?
It looked like it turned to look at her.
And here comes the door back opening. And nobody's there. But yet.
Some crazy stuff that be happening out here. I really gotta get better at reading Spanish, guys, or different languages, because all I know about this video is that it says bus. That's it.
Miren.
I got a light on. Huh?
Miren, 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 miren. Está encendido, ve. Están encendidos.
You know it's supposed to be abandoned or something?
Se han encendido las luces del bus. No sé. Está encendida la luz del bus, bichos. Miren, bichos. Miren, bichos. Bichos. Miren, bichos. Miremos si no hay nadie adentro.
These must be like old abandoned buses or something. Gotta be. Haunted buses.
Es que cuando ibas caminando escuché un ruido adentro.
Ah, no mames, güey.
Oh, there's somebody down there. I see that. Wasn't nobody down there before.
No mames. Miren. Aquí está el cuerpo. Oiga. ¿Qué quieres? Miren. A la madre, güey.
Raylan!
Oh, wait. What's that? Is that thing moving?
Those are city lights.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is great. This is perfect for this.
Yeah.
I want to go down to the platform.
I'm getting that pro now, man.
Oh, my God. We've got one. We've got a Brown Mountain light. How cool is
Brown
that?
Mountain Light. Y'all ever heard of Brown Mountain Lights?
We've got one.
Yep.
Holy moly.
I'm gonna live stream you here. Give me the headlamp and your phone, and we'll live stream you, and you can.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got another one. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This one's huge. This one's huge.
All right, we're live. Go ahead and say what we're doing.
Okay, so guys, I just wanted to tell you guys we are live from looking at the Brown Mountain lights. We took a little trip today and we are up here at an overlook. We are looking over the Brown Mountain Ridge and Brown Mountain, and I'm using the psionics, and right now I'm actually catching the Brown Mountain lights on the psionics. Okay. Recording. I got one. It's very, this thing is perfect for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got one right here. Wow. It is so cold. We are freezing out here. So right now we're just scanning the mountains and the ridges over here.
I'm going to shoot a beam down into the gorge.
Okay.
See if we can get a...
Wow, that flashlight's insane. Yeah, see if you could get like a response.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Again,
whoa. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, but I can't get to it right now. What do you need?
I've got one on me. I don't know, I was gonna try to signal and see if something would happen, see if there's like a response.
Give it a shot.
Oh, them up in the sky now?
We do not have laser pointers.
Oh my God.
You got a good one?
I got one in the air floating. What? I have one floating above the mountain. Do you see it with your eyes? Do you see it with your eyes? It's red. It's one of these like balls of light.
Over there. Oh, it's 3 of them.
Oh my God! They're rising. They're rising in the air. They're just rising in the air over the mountain. There's 2 over here. It looks like there's another one.
You got another light in the sky?
I've got one rising. Can you see that? Can you guys see that? Do you see that ball of light just rising above the mountain?
Jesse, there's 3 of them.
Look at them.
They're just hovering. This is the craziest thing. I didn't expect anything like this at all.
They're just rising
what in the
up.
Hell? That is so bizarre. The 4th one's rising up from the forest right now. You've got the 2 bright ones, one on top of the other. The other.
They're like lined up. Hold it at kind of an angle. You can really see these things just rising in the sky.
This is not what I expected. I expected ghost lights in the woods, which we saw already. This is almost like UFO like type. This is crazy. Now the top one's starting to get brighter again. The 3rd one's disappeared, although I think I've got a plane in the distance. I've got one moving to the left, one slowly moving to the right.
Dude, they're chasing that! Lily, they're chasing that! Look how many! Look how many there are!
Oh my God, I'm scared.
They're chasing the ball, bro! They're chasing this, bro, look! The recruits! Oh my God, bro.
Oh, what's that?
I see some fins of water.
Oh, nah.
Oh.
That looked like a whale or something.
What? What?
What is that?
I will. Oh, nah.
That was not there last night.
Nah, that was there last night.
That's why I don't go camping. Staying in a lodge in rural Maine and you see this. No way. Some creepy guy just outside your window staring at you. And you in a rural lodge? He just standing there in the cold. It look like it's cold out there.
The lodge owner and the police promptly show up and talk to the man, who states that he's actually staying in the lodge next door. After coming to the conclusion that he wasn't doing anything wrong, they leave, and the man just continues there, staring at Katie's lodge. At this point, you can imagine how freaked out Katie and her family were, but not knowing exactly what to do next, they stay there for the night.
They tripping. Talking about they stayed there for the night. Y'all see anything?
Hi, it's me again. I'm just calling just to let you know. I've seen that thing again in the backyard. I've got the camera on. I'm trying to capture it. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna see if I can get it. Anyway, give me a call when you get this message. Bye.
So bro went downstairs to get a better look or something. Y'all see anything yet? I don't not see it. Or am I tripping? Oh snap,
No.
there it go.
What is that?
Yo, I just got chills seeing that. I ain't even gonna lie.
What the is that?
Some shadow being
Yeah,
just
me. I've
watching
just
you.
seen that thing. I've actually got it on camera. I'll show you when you get home.
Bigfoot. Do you see it? Look at it.
Oh snap. That's Bigfoot up there?
What's he doing?
Okay, first off, do y'all believe in Bigfoot? Or any of these paranormal creatures? There's a lot of people who do believe in Bigfoot. There's a lot of people who say they've seen Bigfoot. Or a Bigfoot. I think there's more than just one Bigfoot. It's probably like a bunch of Sasquatch people. And they scared of us humans, so they just be hiding and they'll watch from a distance until they get spotted, then they gone and go back to hiding or something. And who really gonna chase a Sasquatch? I wouldn't. You gonna chase a bear?
Guys on talk shows and everything, and when they had to like look up their record, they had all these felonies like in process, so they couldn't actually do anything.
Yeah. Says it's the only disease where you get to drink all the time. Says you go to a bar, you meet a girl who's got the same disease as you do.
Great, dude.
Yo.
And he's got a talk show, I guess now, a new talk show.
They didn't even notice. What's this? And more shadow creatures?
We're frozen here. Because that doesn't sound like coyotes. They got something. Are they getting closer, Joy? No?
That don't sound like coyotes.
A biker just went that way and the sound got worse.
Show you guys my cool base that I made a while ago. Got this thing, I don't know what it is. Oh. Well, that stinks. But yeah, we got some chairs. What was that? Is that a cow?
A cow in the woods? Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm out of here.
Creed 4 notices a bunny oddly standing still, not moving at all. This is when all of a sudden the woods goes entirely silent, and this happens.
Oh, no. Yep, we got the right idea. We out of there.
He was right there.
Jesus. Wait. Do it with me. We are on an adventure to check on the fence line to make sure no trees fell on it because we had like 50-mile-an-hour winds. We're gonna check it instead of my dad. Oh God, I'm freezing.
It's cold, isn't it? Let me go ahead and read this for y'all in case y'all can't see it. My husband heard my own voice coming from the tree line while we were out and about. I decided to film and make a goofy video for you guys as a break from the spooky, but the camera caught the voice that I couldn't hear. It sounds almost just like me. I can't really make out what it's saying. I hear baby, but I can't tell the rest.
Pretty. Oh God.
Oh, I heard that.
I'm a spell.
What'd you say?
I said, oh God. Hi. Sure.
What did you say just now?
I just said, oh God, because I... No, I really did. What are you talking about? What? What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
I think we're okay. It's... Hey, don't run. It's okay. We're good. We're good. I don't hear.
Go.
Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
No, it ain't.
It's okay.
Talk about it's okay.
Hey, I don't really hear anything. What do you hear?
You don't hear that right now.
I don't hear anything. I think that is one of the creepiest things that I have ever caught on camera and that I have ever experienced in my life.
What in the heck is that?
What in the heck? Sound like Godzilla.
What is that?
experience. I'm gonna stay away from them mountains. The Appalachians, I'm good.
Who said aliens, bro?
I said
Truman. I think it's a train.
Es que porque suena así a la verga.
But that's just scary. Okay, do you guys want to go inside?
No, no. Yo estoy diciendo que no va a pasar nada, pero.
Stop. I'm recording this shit, bro. What the hell?
There be some weird sounds, don't it? Yo, it's some creepy stuff that be going on. I ain't never really heard about all the Appalachian Mountain stuff or these little what is it, blue mountain lights? These mountain lights. That stuff I ain't never even seen before. But yeah, these creepy TikTok videos will make you question reality. If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe, turn your notification bells on, and until next time, YouTube, peace.